career women struggle with men in a relationship setting. And the reason why I said that was because women are hypergamous by nature, they marry across and up dominance hierarchies. The more successful a woman becomes in her career, by default, she's going up this pyramid, right? The more successful she becomes, the less individuals she has to choose from to pair with because of her innate nature. A PhD woman, for example, is most probably not going to accept getting with a guy who works at Subway. We can agree with that, right? Very unlikely. She probably won't even accept a man with a bachelor's degree. I am probably too stupid in the eyes of a PhD woman to be for her to consider me seriously. For a PhD woman to consider a bachelor's degree guy like myself, that's too basic. That's not good enough for her. And my sister, I've said this a few times, my sister's doing a PhD. And my sister said to my wife, she said, I will not consider anyone except with a minimum of a PhD. Now, I don't know if there's anything above that, but that's what she said. Now, there's something else I would like to add on to that. I want to take it one step further. And that is this. Career women, successful career women, how do they become successful in their careers in the first place? How do they become successful in their careers? Well, one very important key attribute to be successful in the workplace, it doesn't matter what type of workplace it is, what type of organization, one very important attribute is the characteristic, the personality trait of disagreeableness. I'll say it one more time. The personality trait of disagreeableness. Not agreeableness, disagreeableness. Very important personality trait. You can't be a yes man in the workplace. You have to be extremely bullish, extremely disagreeable, not taking any BS. And the higher up the corporate ladder you climb, or it doesn't have to be a corporate ladder, it can be any ladder. The higher up that ladder you climb, the more disagreeable you must become. And you'll notice at the top of that food chain in any given industry, those individuals tend to have quite disagreeable natures. It's my way or the highway, period. That's how they got there. People respect other people who put those unbendable boundaries in place. Now, how does this affect women? I will tell you. If a woman wants to succeed in the workplace from a career standpoint, not just from a regular 9-to-5 job, I'm talking specifically a career climbing the corporate ladder. If she wants to succeed in this arena, she will need to become more disagreeable. And the higher up that ladder she wishes to climb, the more disagreeable she will have to learn to become. She needs to learn to say no a lot. She needs to learn to not tolerate nonsense a lot. It might not even be nonsense. To not tolerate anything that is off of her program. Because that's how guys operate who are extremely ambitious and career-minded. They don't tolerate nonsense of any sort at all. And it's the only way to succeed in the workplace. It's one of the reasons, albeit a small reason, but it's a contributing factor as to why we do have a pay gap issue. There is a pay gap issue. And one of those reasons is women tend to be more agreeable and men tend to be less agreeable. Men, if they're told no, they tend to say, well, you know what, stuff you, I don't care. I'm having it my way or the highway. And oftentimes that gets you what you want. So women who wish to be successful in their careers need to adopt this personality trait of disagreeableness. The problem is that might work for you in the workplace, but if you bring that attitude, that disagreeable attitude to the home environment with your husband, he's most likely not going to tolerate it. Men already, whether they're ambitious or not, they have to go out into the world, slay the dragon, come back home. When they come back home, do they want to slay another dragon? No, they want to come back home to a woman who's going to be, I've said the word before, raha nafsiyya, the peace of his soul. Peace, tranquility. He doesn't want to come home to a fight. And women who have exercised their disagreeable muscles to a high level, hence why they're successful, they can't just switch that off. They can't just switch it off. That disagreeable nature crosses over into the home life, into the home dynamic. And if you've seen that program, I think it's called Millionaire Matchmaker. It's a lady who runs that program. She's a matchmaker for millionaires, but she herself is not married. And if you have seen that program, you will recall how exceptionally disagreeable this woman is. That's what's made her so successful to begin with in her career. But I would be willing to put forth that is one of the major contributing factors that has made her so unsuccessful in her personal life. Men don't like disagreeable women. The end. Men like agreeable, soft, feminine, friendly women. So again, just to summarize that point, if you're considering pursuing a career, ladies, and you want to reach a high level in your career, well, okay, fine. You do what you got to do. But understand this. Not only are you limiting your options once it comes time to mating, but because of what you desire to marry across and up, but your disagreeable muscles will be highly worked, highly tuned, and your agreeable muscles will be very weak. So that now when you come back home into the home dynamic and you want to get into a relationship with a man, he is most probably not going to tolerate you for any meaningful period of time. Now, a lot of women will sit here and say, so what are you saying? We should just be at home. What do you mean just be at home? Why are we shaming housewives? What is this penis envy going on here? We have been created differently. Men have one role. Women have another role. Why are women, not all of you, I'm speaking in broad terms, why are so many women so hell-bent on becoming men? This is penis envy. You were created to do a different thing. You're better at it, and it's a bloody important role. Exceptionally important. Let's not make no bones about it. Your role as a housewife, as a mother, raising and rearing your children, you are the school. This is exceptionally important. Let's not trivialize this role. It's very important. What are you going to do? You're going to give your kids over to a nanny to raise your kids? Well, then your husband might as well just marry the nanny. What's he going out there into the world, slaying dragons and all the rest of it, just to have a stranger raise his children? He may as well marry the nanny.